Alright guys, I've got to free up some freezer space, so we are going to can us some ground beef. I debated on doing the video, but I think it's interesting, so I'm just getting the patties actually just brown. You don't have to cook it all the way through. I mixed this in a bowl with some good seasoning, so it just depends on what kind of flavor you like in the hamburger meat. I'm just going to brown them just a little. That smells good. It makes me want to eat them. Yeah, I'm also going to just do a bunch of chopped meat this way too. So I've got my burger patties, and I'm going to can them all together because it's 90 minutes for my quarts. So you just got to brown the meat. That way it doesn't can as a big old clump of meat. You don't want to can it, so I'm just doing little bits at a time. Bringing it over to keep warm, so I'm keeping it covered in a thing to keep it warm while I'm ready, while I'm getting ready. And then I'm going to turn this into taco meat. So fantastic, I'm excited. Alright guys, moment of truth. I've got my patties. I got them burnt or grilled on each side. Got them browned good. I got my brown hamburger meat. I've got my jars sterilized and clean, and I'm fixing to pack them. Then I'm going to fill the jars with boiling water, leaving 1 inch headspace. I'm doing the wide mouth because it's easier when you're working with meat to make sure you get a good packing. So there we go. Okay, I processed probably almost 8 pounds. Each packet was a little less than 2 pounds. Let's just go with maybe 7 pounds, 7 something pounds. And I got almost 5 quarts. So this quart's halfway. So I added 2 extra patties because I got 5 patties in each quart. And that's enough for my family, but if you have a bigger family, that's not enough. That's enough for one meal. No extras, just at least 1 patty for everybody if we need it. And then so I just want to show you. So that's 7 pounds. So I'm going to go with probably a little over 2 pounds in each one that is crumbled. But yeah, so let's get it filled with liquid and in the canner. I forgot to say, I am actually making these taco meat. Okay, so I've got my taco seasoning. And I'm going to put in each jar, except for this jar. I'm not going to taco season this one. Or these, of course. These are just hamburger. But I'm going to taco season these. So I'm going to put probably 2 tablespoons in each jar. And then fill it up with the liquid. That way, if I need to add extra when I go to cook it, you know, down the road, I can add extra flavor. I just don't want it too strong. So I'm just going to start with 2. Alright, got it all filled up with water. You got to make sure that you're using a debubbler because you want to get all of those air bubbles out. So you just go around each side, just, you know, just kind of releasing air. Be gentle with your patties because you don't want to get, you know, knock those apart, okay? So just kind of get all the air up. That helps release it so you don't lose so much liquid. So make sure that everything gets good and cooked. So you just want to do this around each one of them. It's very important. I mean, every step of this kind of process is important. Let's just be real, guys. So if we want to not make our family sick, we want to do it all right. Yeah. Okay, guys, I got the jars cleaned off and then my 2-part lid system on. One thing that you will know, these are hot. So these jars are hot. So I have my canner boiling, ready for them to go, because you don't want such a big temperature shock, or you will end up with busted jars, and no one wants that, because these things are hard to find and not cheap. So here we go. Ooh, okay guys, we're for the cap her off, and then wait for her to heat up and release that steady stream of steam that we always look for when pressure canning. And then we'll do our 10-minute timer, and then we're going to process these quarts for 90 minutes. If you're doing pints, you're going to do 75 minutes, but we're doing quarts, we're doing 90 minutes. So while that's heating up, I just want to say it probably took me about 2 hours to process all the hamburger meat. I've had it defrosting because I need to make room rotation. I got some fresh meat coming in. And so the best thing is just to cook some hamburger meat. So I've got that. It took about 2 hours to process it, which is fine. Go with about 2 pounds per quart, maybe a little less than 2 pounds per quart, but and I think it's like probably about a pound for a pint. So depending on what size that you want to do, make sure that you just you want to brown your meat, that way it doesn't just stick together. You don't want a big old clump of meat. So browning the meat, that just takes the time. So you just want to make sure that you're browning in batches, because you don't want to cook it, you just want to brown it. And then you're keeping it in a bowl covered while you're cooking all the meat. That way it's all staying warm and it's going into your jars warm. Your jars are warm when you start, so you want to, you can process that or do that in the, I did mine in the dishwasher, or you can do it in the oven, just on a low setting just to get them hot. And then you make sure, of course, they're clean and sanitized. Do all that, and then after you get the meat processed, it's easy peasy. You fill the jars with the meat, and then you add in the water. And then, like I said, I'm doing taco style, so I added in taco seasoning. So whatever you want to do. So I'm getting a little bit more dialed in. It takes about a pound, a minute per pound that you want to go up with your weighted gauge. So it takes about 10 minutes to get it up to pressure, and then you got your 10-minute venting process. So it takes about 30 minutes or so, a little less, 35. Let's go 35 to get it up to cooking pressure. And then, you know, you got your 90 minutes. So that's what, roughly 4 hours to process this hamburger meat. Not too bad. That's gonna be 7 meals. So pretty excited about that. For 7 meals, can't beat that. Alright, got our rockin'. 90 minutes for the quarts, guys. 90. Very important that you process at the correct time, so 90 minutes. I'm doing quarts, so if you're doing pints, you would do 75 minutes. So hour and a half per quart. Ooh. Finished up while we were eating dinner. Got it all finished. Set out to cool. Got our taco meat, and then our few that are full of patties. Look like one maybe fell apart, so I'll just get better at making my patties stay together better. But it smells delicious. We're just waiting for that symphony of pops. As long as they seal good, we are good to go, guys. So just remember, leave them here for 12 to 14 hours. Don't touch them. Then you remove the rings, wash them down, label them, make sure they sealed. As long as they've sealed, then you label them, and then you store them. And like I said, you store them no more than 2 high. I gotta get my shelves, but we're getting it together, guys.